It means so much to me. I'm so happy that you translated it. So like hearing people that I affected, and it made me really sad that I couldn't translate it anymore because...
You're tuned into Bite Sides of Nerdy with Amanda Teo. This is the podcast where we aim to serve you just a taste of the fandoms and franchises our guests are just simply obsessed with. Whether you're here to gush over your faves or simply looking for something new, we're just so excited to have you. So sit back, relax, and let's get nerdy. Music has a strange way of connecting fans all over the world. Regardless of the language barriers we may experience, the passions these idols have can easily be seen by their listeners. But what if there was more behind the smile? And what if part of this tantalizing story is unfortunately due to being region locked? This episode's guest is ready to pull the trigger on this rather idolish series.
Hi, my name is Anya, and today we're going to be talking about IDOLISH 7.
Shaking your heart, shaking your beat.
IDOLISH 7 started out as a rhythm gacha game. It's an anime, it's a manga. There's 5 concerts that you could watch where the seiyuu perform all the music from the show. And yeah, it's amazing. It's so good. The company that makes it is Bandai Namco Online, and it all started out, it's really funny. Irina Sensei, who's the artist and the creator of i7, she had this idea, but she drew one character in particular for a seiyuu, and she kind of revolved it around that. So she's just like,
I really want this seiyuu to be in one of my creations. Let me draw this character.
She's never done an idol series before. She usually does a lot of shoujo type stories. But yeah, it all just started with one character and then it evolved outwards. I'm not sure how she got it into a game, but she wrote the manga a couple months after the game was produced. The anime came out 3 years after the game. The same year as the anime, they had their first concert. They sold out the MetLife Dome. Then they just had a concert every year after. There are some translations out there. If you want to watch the anime, you can watch the anime. But as far as like the game and the manga is concerned, there's no official translation. But it's going to be 10 years old in August of 2025. The first part of the story follows IDOLISH 7 and Trigger. And IDOLISH 7 is kind of the main group and the main characters in there. His name is Riku. And Trigger is kind of like their rival group in the first half. And then in the second series, you get introduced to another group called Rivale, and they're like the older brothers. They're perfect, they're well-versed in the industry, and they kind of take them under their wing and, help them get along better. And then in the third part and the fourth part is when Zool gets introduced, and they are the bad boys. They come and mess things up. What's nice and really fun about the characters, I think, is it's a small little nod of just how thoughtful the character development is. All of the characters have an image color, an image music symbol, and a number. IDOLISH 7 is 1 through 7. And in all of their names, they have the kanji for whatever number they are. And then Trigger is 8 through 10. Rivale is 100 and 1,000. And then Zool is zodiac animals. Yeah, they abandoned the number aesthetic and like the music symbols that they ended up having to use for Zool. One of them's like a piano step symbol. IDOLISH 7, it's flat, sharp, natural, alto, bass, typical music symbols. And then you get to Zool and it's like these strange piano notations that I don't think are even really used that much anymore. That's, I think, another reason too why they're probably not going to introduce any more characters is because they're like, oh, what symbols are we going to use? And we already ran out of all these numbers. Like, I think it's a fun little thing.
When most people think of idols, especially in Japan, you tend to imagine the female performers. So how did Anya find her way over to IDOLISH 7 herself?
I've been a huge fan of just idols in general, Visual K, J-pop, the underground idol scene over there. I've been in love with it since 2005, and I love animes. So when I found out there's animes about music and games about music and things like that, it kind of just made sense for me to fall into that rabbit hole too. So I started playing Love Live and Idol Master and all that, and I was just like, are there any with guys? Like, these are great, but are there any boy idols? So I was looking on the internet, and I ended up finding about IDOLISH 7 on Twitter, and it hasn't come out yet. yet. They were just doing like their promotional tweets. I'm like, ooh, this looks good. I really like the art style. Like the character design is really fun. IDOLISH 7 is all the colors of the rainbow. We got red, orange, yellow, green, blue, purple. It's so cute. It looks fun. It looks happy. So I'm just like, okay, I'm going to download this game. I got it. And I was playing through it. And it's just like, oh, this story is not colorful. It's not rainbows and sunshine like the image shows. I think that's what gripped me about it so fast is it's deeper. It's the struggle of,
I want to be an idol, but I have a health issue that works against me every single time. So how can I get past that? I have a brother that's in this super popular idol group and he doesn't want me to be successful. How do I work past that? Someone stole our music and sold it to another group and now they're singing our song right before we could. How do we recover from that? What are we going to sing? They stole our song.
Like all in the first part of the story. So it's really interesting to see how they develop all these characters and the different trauma that they go through, why they decided to become an idol. One of them wants to be an idol because he was abandoned as a baby and he wants to just be on television to find his family. So they all have their own reason to be an idol and it's pretty deep levels. It's not just like,
I want to just make people smile
and
save my school from shutting down.
I cried so many times.
With such raving reviews on their story and music, there must be some sort of translation available for Western fans to consume.
Unofficially, I was a fan translator on Tumblr. I loved this game so much. I loved the music so much that I wanted to share it with everyone because I'm pretty sure I was probably the only person with a Japanese iTunes account that I shouldn't have had that was playing the game. So I made a Tumblr to translate it, to show people if you have an Android or Apple phone how to get a Japanese iTunes or gameplay account so you can play this game. I translated the story. All the cards that you got from the gacha came with little like text message chat. I was very much, I need to tell these stories, and they reached out to me to stop.
Wait, what?
They did it around the third part of the story. So I have already been doing it for 5 years. I had people that would come up to me, like if I went to conventions or anything, I would host meetups and they'd be like,
Oh my God, thank you so much. This series changed my life. You know, it means so much to me. I'm so happy that you translated it.
so like hearing people that I affected, and it made me really sad that I couldn't translate it anymore because I could have had that effect on someone else. And I told people to save my translations, but I had to take them down. I have them still. So if someone were to come up to me and be like, hey, can you send me those files? We can meet in an alley. But that was a really rough part. And then also when the anime was announced, there was a huge fandom split between game players and anime watchers. And this game had a very, very tight-knit community. We were just excited, oh my gosh, it's getting animated. More people are going to be able to know about IDOLISH 7, fall in love with it, kind of saying,
Oh, I'm so excited to see this one scene get animated.
there was backlash from people saying like,
Oh, you're spoiling us. You shouldn't be talking about this.
and it became that
Well, it's been out for 3 years.
that back and forth. So it created a huge divide between game players and anime enjoyers. I think it's mended now, but it was split for like years after the anime came out. The old fandom would only talk to the old fandom and not interact with any of the new people. And I'm just like, these people like IDOLISH 7 too. We're just a few years ahead of them in knowledge. Don't spoil anything, but just still be excited about it.
Despite the sour experience, it's extremely clear how important this series is to Anya.
I have a tattoo of it. It's permanently on my body, so it had a huge impact on me. But as far as the view of the idol industry, I kind of knew a little bit about, some of the shenanigans that goes down, but just seeing it and like playing it through the game, I was like, whoa, does this actually happen? Like, this is really scary. I know just like the work ethic and the drive is completely insane when you want to be an idol and you're grinding to be known, to be seen, but the stealing of songs or stealing of choreography, like little things like that, the mental toll of a person. So it just made me appreciate all the idol groups and bands that I listen to that much more, that they have to go through that just so I could sit in the crowd with a King Blade and just scream at them. So it's just like, it made me cheer a little harder for them. I ended up buying all the Blu-rays for the concerts, but I tried to get in every single time and I couldn't get in. It's all fine. And the concerts were always in the summer at the MetLife Dome, which is an outdoor arena. So I can't imagine being in a concert venue with lights and a bunch of people with the humidity of Japan in the summer on top of it. I was willing to brave that, but then I'm like, do you know what? I can enjoy it in my air-conditioned room and I don't have to worry about anything else.
Now, if you want to check out IDOLISH 7, what is Anya's advice for you to fall down this rabbit hole?
I would recommend just starting with, honestly, the anime is really good. It tells the story perfectly. People are so busy, it's hard to find times to sit down and play a game. So I would recommend just putting the anime on, or all the music is on streaming services. It's on Spotify, Apple Music, YouTube, you name it, it's everywhere. So even if you just want to listen to the music and not necessarily watch the anime, you could do that too. It's really good, upbeat, and easy to listen to. So yeah, anime and just stream the music. But yeah, if you happen to so have a Japanese account or want to know how to make one, you can go ahead and get the game. But I definitely recommend checking the anime out before you dedicate your life to a gacha game.
And if you want to continue the conversation,
you could find me on X, formerly known as Twitter, AinyaEN. I'm active on there all day, every day. You could find me on there, start a conversation if you want to talk about IDOLISH 7, because I'm always willing to talk about it with anybody. Yeah.
thanks for joining us on this episode of Bite Sized and Nerdy with Amanda Teo. Did you enjoy your happy helping of fun facts? Or do our guests have info that they need to retract? Make sure to let us know down in the comments. In the meantime, thanks for dropping by, and we can't wait to see you next time. Thanks for watching Bite Sized and Nerdy. Unfortunately, this was the very last episode of the series. Hopefully you learned something new or you had fun while listening to all the different episodes. I'm so grateful to have interviewed all these amazing guests, and hopefully all of you have checked them out. However, don't despair. We actually have another pilot series that we're producing named Independent Art, where I get to interview real-life artists and share their stories. So if you're really excited to check out that content, please be sure to like and subscribe. We'll see you next week on Friday at 12 p.m. Bye-bye!